Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here on a Friday night with a special Friday night show because of Wimbledon. And I just did that because I call it Wimbledon all the time, and I'm getting the gears by my son. Sorry, it is Wimbledon. And unbelievable 2 days of matches. It's been crazy. We've been watching so intensely. The greatest thing coming out on the ladies' side is Williams, obviously. That is a great story. Fantastic. With 38 years old. I think it is 37, 38 now. So that's amazing. I'd love to see her win this event. And the men's side was insane today. The tennis is ridiculous. Like, it's
the
crazy.
tennis is great. Obviously the match were awesome today. The crowds were awesome. Nadal and Federer match was obviously historic. It was great to see again on a fair surface as far as I'm concerned, unlike the French Open every year. But yeah, Federer came on top, which I think is the best for tennis.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, especially here, especially as he's 5 and 6 years older than the two Djokovic and come on, help me, Nadal. Sorry, God, I hate to be old. Anyway, I mean, he's the clear favorite. I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. Djokovic looked amazing. Each of them only giving up one set today, but Nadal and Federer could have gone either way. I feel it was incredible tennis. I couldn't believe the shots they were making all day long.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was, when you get to this point, it's not the serve game, thank you, because that's boring. This was great rallies, great tennis. Obviously, some great aces in there as well. But really, the final point there to hold serve for Federer was awesome in the final set. They ended up playing today. You really had...
well, they went deuce,
different,
deuce,
no, but I mean, I was going to say, different style matches today, really. You had kind of the threat of Nadal always one break away from maybe pushing it to a fifth set. But that didn't happen with the great play of Federer at the end of the day. The rallies were awesome. The way they kept on waiting and waiting and waiting. Some long rallies, 42 shots in one of them, to the point that the fast forward, the replay, just to get in time, which was hilarious, by the way. The Djokovic match, in my mind, wasn't really a big deal at all. The guy won the second set, but after that, Djokovic really took control. He looked much better than his opponent today, which was expected, although the guy had beat him twice. But the Federer and Nadal match... Here's what
I got to say, though. In sports, isn't there always a story? There's always a story. The guy who he's playing didn't plan on being there at this stage and booked his bachelor party in another country. All his bachelor friends, all his friends were coming to the party, had flown there. Then all of a sudden he wins and he's in the semifinal against Djokovic. He flies them all to Wimbledon to see the match, and now they're flying off to the bachelor party. And then his wife was supposed to be doing a fitting in Madrid. I mean, talking about the high life in Europe, I guess. She's supposed to be doing a dress fitting in Madrid, and she's sitting in the stands watching this instead. So sports always has a story, but usually when you have these stories, the guy wins, but he didn't win today. He played well, but Djokovic's just too much. I mean, too much. It's unreal, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it is unreal. Obviously, though, he hasn't faced actually any tough competition really at this point. I think if Federer had to be the 8th seed in the quarters, now is beating Nadal. Is that beneficial to be in these matches where he has to come in prepared and focused? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's better just to have a kind of an easier float and have more energy going into the finals.
I don't know. Had it pretty easy so far.
He's been very dominant, had an easy flight as well to go with it. Respectfully, it's not his fault. You play who you play.
The guy played today was 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd, he's had it easier. But I'd say the one thing for sure is that Federer's kind of given up a set in every match so far. Now it looks like on purpose to retain energy, which I'm okay with. Can you do that with Djokovic? So can you allow him to get a free set?
Not if you lose the first, obviously.
If you lose the first, no, but
that first set.
Yeah, but if you win that first set, can you afford to kind of give one like it looked like he gave one to Nadal? Not on purpose, but once he kind of got down, I think it was like, all right, whatever, let's move on and get the serve for the third set. He did it actually against the 8th seed. I want to say his name was Nishikara or something like that from Japan. He lost the first set to him actually pretty poorly, then went on to win. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I give the edge to Federer only because I feel like it's desperateness for him right now at 37 years old.
Well, he didn't break a sweat today by the looks of it.
He hasn't really broken a sweat.
I've never seen a guy so calm and cool.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
He plays the old game. He doesn't have to work for these two-hand backhands. These soft slicers. Slows the game down. They always talk about the greats, whether it's football, hockey, tennis, even baseball. They learn how to slow it down so it's what they want. And what he did with Nadal, who's a big power hitter, is hit these slices, slowed it down, He did not allow Nadal to get a big high backhand or forehand on him. Really learned how to, well, he didn't learn, he knows how to do it, but I mean, taught us how to do it when you're dealing with a player with that much power. It was really his backhand against Nadal's forehand all day, and he just owned it. He also, by the way, does the one-handed backhands, which you see most of the new guys all go two hands, a lot more effort, and Federer covers so much court, I think, because of that. But it'll be interesting. I don't think fatigue is an issue for either one of these guys.
No.
It will simply come down to, obviously, the final point, as we all hope it does. I hope Federer wins, because I'm a nostalgia kind of guy. You know, he got one of the all-time greats at 37 years old. You don't know how many he's got left.
But also, he needs this, because when you look at the stats, Djokovic is way younger and almost has as many majors already.
Yeah.
I don't. If he can't spread this out a little bit more, there's no doubt Djokovic is going past him in the major.
Even Nadal, though. I mean, because Nadal's only 2 behind him, and with the French Open,
every year he wins.
He's only 32 years old. Yeah. Like, you guys assume he's got 4 more,
at least 4 or 5 more of those alone.
So, I mean, Federer's claim to fame, I think the biggest thing will be simply he has the most wins overall at 102 wins. That's almost as impressive as the majors. Obviously, we focus on the majors, but because of the clay court in the French Open, you know, there's a little bit of bias there because Nadal has like 12 of those. So,
he's only lost when he was hurt.
Yeah, when he was hurt, and then one he lost like in the first round to the Thiem, who's, by the way, a clay court specialist. So, other than that, he really doesn't lose. So, you got to think Nadal will probably pass him too. So, he's got to win some Wimbledons. He's got to win some U.S. Opens, some Aussies. But Wimbledon's his one, 8-time champ. He's got to win this Sunday. I think he knows it. I think he'll win purely on that. He looks in the best shape of his life. He's playing a limited schedule.
But Djokovic can serve better than Nadal. This guy's serve is amazing. I think it's going to be tough on him. I do love because I'm older too. We played tennis at about 1/3 the speed. We thought they did a fast one. Nice. We look good. If someone take us and then put us fast forward like they did the pros. But anyway, when we see that, I like the slice backhand. You're right. He can cover a lot of court because he doesn't have to get his arm around for the two-handed backhand. I think that helps him a lot. As you mentioned too, I think he's going to slow down the game on Djokovic.
He's going to have to.
Djokovic has beat him more than he's beat Djokovic. So going in, he's going to be a big
5 years in tennis is a big 5 years in tennis.
Yeah.
Djokovic is obviously an all-star. I mean, he's the best there is. He's number 1 in the world for a reason. He's like, you look at his numbers with 5 years on Federer's age. You got to think he's going to pass the major mark. I mean, can somehow Federer get the crowd to bother Djokovic a little bit? Maybe. It bothered him today.
Doesn't take him much to get frustrated. That's
no,
for sure.
So can you somehow exploit that? It'll be interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's the best matchup you can hope for. The 1 and 2 seeds, ironic how often that probably happens in tennis. Maybe it's less than I think, but at these majors, it seems more and more often.
Certainly at the majors.
The good news for all these guys is the top 3 is the top 3, man. No one's touching that top 3 player.
Well, this is
interesting.
This is the interesting part about the totals, right? Because Pete Sampras is 4th with 14. But in the old days, for some reason, the young guys came up and took over.
Well, even
way sooner.
Federer beat
way sooner.
Who did he beat in his first major? Was it Sam? No.
Yeah, it was Sampras. That was when he won Wimbledon against Sampras. And that was the turning of the tide, right? But we don't have that turning of the tide. These guys are all in their 30s. And there's no young guys even getting there, never mind winning, but even getting in the majors. Like, some of these guys that beat these guys at regular events, which mostly is tune-ups for these guys. But it was like the guy he played today. Djokovic has been beaten by him twice at other events. But as soon as it comes to majors, it's amazing.
And I'll say
nobody young is taking over.
Here's my original opinion on this: is because they're all big servers now. There's no true tennis players, and what's happening with a lot of these tall guys is, first of all,
these old guys,
the old school tennis can still win this, and that's what Federer does. More importantly, though, no one's healthy enough these days to really play. What people don't remember is the health that Federer must be in at 37 years old. They kind of keep going to play the way he does. It's truly remarkable. You see, like, someone like Milos Raonic, really, when he came on, easily could have been. Honestly, is a top 5 guy, I think, when healthy and could play on a regular basis.
Injured.
Can't stay healthy. You think of these other guys, they just have the service game. As soon as someone exploits that, they can't play. And it's because it's the change of the guard of the tennis type of players that make easy money for players and coaches, are these big servers. No one's developing a true tennis player like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. Now, you got the young Canadian in Agassi. People think, Agassi, sorry, that's Andre Agassi. Felix.
Who was a great player.
Yeah, Felix Alassim or something like that. A Canadian, had a great run here. People actually thought, even at 18 years old, was a top 5 guy this tournament, which is remarkable. We knew he wasn't, but anyways, he's a full-around tennis player. He's big, serve, but he can do the volleys, he can run side to side. Can he step up? There's always going to be question marks, but we need someone like Felix from Canada here. You know, maybe there's a Frenchman that he played. Maybe that could work. Something along those lines, obviously, to step up, because right now these old guys can hang in here, and really I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. Which
they're always at the end of every major. So when
Federer,
when are they going soon?
Federer might play till 42 because there's no one to change him or knock him down. These early rounds are still so easy for these guys. It's truly remarkable. I think it's that, as we kind of said with golf, and it's been mentioned before, you know, the money comes up. So do guys want to dedicate themselves to be this? You hear from Nick Kyrgios, the young guy.
He just doesn't care.
But why though? He has $8 million in earnings and whatever he gets from sponsors. It's just like golf. Why? I even question, why would you? Yeah, I mean, you can make so much money. Well, Federer wasn't that way. Nadal and Djokovic, I'm not sure exactly when they came in what the prizes were, but still a little bit of that for sure. Probably not as high as obviously as they are now because everything continues to go up with television.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see. But one funny thing was, watching 2008 match was when they thought the change of the guard happened from Nadal to Federer, but Federer, man, has hung in there.
He's hung in, amazing.
I really hope that he can win enough majors to hold both these guys off, because I feel like all time he's kind of been bigger for the game.
Yeah.
No, but do you not agree he's been the biggest of the game?
Oh, for sure. But Djokovic is going to smoke.
No, but he's been the biggest of the game, and I really hope he can find a way. Maybe he wins on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think if he can get to 24 majors, 25, you could hold off these guys. Now that's a big ask, but I think Djokovic, in the run he'll have, once Federer also, by the way, continues to get older, you got to expect Djokovic to run through some majors here. So it'll be very interesting going forward. But it's amazing these three have been able to last this long, and it's been very impressive. But also great for tennis, you know, that these guys can hang in there and continue to be in the finals.
Well, and I really think, too, you know, people think of equipment changes helping the younger players. I think it's helped these older guys, too. Rackets are very light. It's easy to manipulate the ball. You know, there's a lot about equipment that goes, oh, yeah, the young people, it helps them. Well, you know, in the old days, when you didn't have this really great equipment, it was harder for the old guys to hold on because the younger guys would have fitness. They'd have all these things in their corner. Now, with the type of equipment that's available to these guys, they all have it. Well, and I think it's helped these older guys stay in the game.
Certainly when it comes to strength and stuff, it's obviously still important. These guys are insanely fit with how much running they do. But you talk about the old rackets, well, there could be more powerful in obviously a 22-year-old body than a 40-year-old body. Yeah. Well, not anymore because the rackets are so good that you're right. I feel like the courts are in such better shape that the ankles and the knees for someone like Federer aren't bothered because they're in such good shape, the player, but also the court and the surfaces, that there's no weird falls or well,
there's actually the greenskeeper at Wimbledon on Friday was talking about the difference in the game, right? And he's telling now, because usually you used to trash the whole court. Like in the old players like Federer, there'd be a lot of guys like that. They trash the grass in the whole court. Now it's not the case. If you look on TV, it's all the back line is trashed. They're really fantastic services to the net from that point on. Well, this is helping a lot of guys like Federer, who plays a close game, to get good bounces.
I agree.
Like he said, in the old days, a lot of the game was predicated on bad bounces in near the net because the grass was not in great shape. So guys like Federer now are actually getting better bounces. When they're coming to the net, they're getting better bounces than they used to. And this is why he felt that
I think it also
older guys were able to
helps his health, though, too.
Sure, your legs and everything else. Although, I must admit, today, Djokovic took 2 nasty falls.
He did.
And from sliding out. And you know what the problem is? They're all back at where the sand is. Federer plays up 90% of the time. Like, he was up 60,
he's a bit of a crybaby, though,
60
too,
points.
To be honest.
Oh, he went down bad, though. Twice I saw him go down.
But, he's just...
but he was in a position where he just slid, right? Because he's going with the big legs and all that. Federer was at the net 65 points, I think it was today, 161 or some number.
He's the only one who really does that. He serves the volleys, he gets to the net.
So the new surface is helping him, the better surface, helping him get good bounces near the net that he can, manipulate.
Regardless, because there's also women's. We want Federer to win on Sunday. It's going to be a great matchup, a great tennis today. Let's talk about the final tomorrow. Yeah. Obviously, like Federer, well, she's actually one behind, but in my mind, the most wins ever, and probably will tie for the most majors. The greatest female tennis player ever is Serena Williams. Every time she just wows us with what she's able to do on the tennis court. Coming back from a baby, like, my God. And then what she's done playing doubles and playing singles.
It's hilarious. And she's so chill about it.
She's just a machine. She's amazing. We hope she gets the win tomorrow. Be huge for tennis. Obviously huge for her. And she has really helped the women's side of tennis grow. And you see all these young kids all playing because of her. And 15-year-old Coco Gauff, I'm sure she's only there because of the
Serena would have been
Serena's like guidance as far as playing tennis, making it a big time sport there. So great to see all these young American women out there playing tennis, and hopefully Serena, the Great One, can continue her dominance of the women's game tomorrow in the finals. We really hope she wins. If she doesn't, it'll be a great story. Simone Halep, who has actually been the world number one the last 2 years, will get her first major. Not her first major, but her second major, but first at Wimbledon. But we are obviously cheering for Serena. She's so impactful to the sports world altogether, to be honest. And I'm sure all the young women athletes out there who think of sport, tennis is probably the greatest for women as far as, playing, getting the exposure, being the best in the world, and obviously prize money. So she's been creating all that, and, we hope we see her win because she's obviously the best, and we like to see the best continue to win, continue to add to their records, because we know at some point, sadly enough, it's all going to come down to a crashing end for her, for Federer, for every sport.
The day comes.
For every great in every sport, it comes. So we want it to last as long as possible, as sure as all fans do.
And another thing, 38 years old.
Man.
I think it's 38. We're turning 38 this year. Again, where's the youth? It's unbelievable.
But hey,
that in the late 30s,
there's a lot of youth,
late 30s. Yeah, but still here you are. And she's been in the semis almost every major, and has obviously had a comeback time that she needed to get ready to come back after the baby. And yet she can still come back and still lead. You know what? We got to get some youth here. We want to see all our heroes win this weekend because they're there anyway. But boy, we got to see some young players starting to take over for the younger crowd. I mean, younger fans. I remember these guys. Federer is a hero of mine. Williams is the same. But we got a lot of young people who have never seen these guys actually play. So we need some young guys to get out there.
How good are Serena and Federer that they have young people still very much on their side? They've been able to stay relevant and cool at the same time. Someone said that to Federer, some like 12-year-olds interviewing him, and goes, "You're so cool." And Federer's like, "I'm like a 37-year-old dad of 4. Yeah. That's such an honor. Like, it's the greatest compliment I ever said." They've really stayed relevant, and that's tough to do. It's kind of like a Tom Brady. I mean, you got like 60-year-old men who know Tom Brady and will relish of his rookie days. Well, then you got young kids who are going to remember Tom Brady just as great in his 40s, and go, "I remember the great Tom Brady when he won at 38, 39, and 40. Well, they've been able to stay relevant. They've been able to stay cool. It helps with their sponsorships and TV and media. They are on TV all the time. They do so many great things for kids too, by the way. Tiger's kind of the same thing in golf. Yeah. It's amazing how they get credit to them for staying relevant, continue to win. They develop new fans while keeping the old fans. And honestly, I think most fans would agree they don't need a new one yet. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. And there's a little bit of touches in the men's and women's side that might blossom once these guys go out. But I think as of right now, I think you'd still find the tennis crowd is okay with Serena and Federer in the finals.
It's hard to not have, having your heroes there. It's hard to argue that. However, one of my heroes, who was 80 years old, I believe, Rod Laver, they showed him today. And he is a guy who won all 4 majors twice in the same year. So you want to talk about a guy who holds real records, not over his whole career because he didn't. I don't know how he didn't get as many. I'd have to go back.
They get 14,
but he won 2 years where he won all 4 and 7 years apart. So we want to talk about a guy who kept his game going. Anyway, Rod Laver was the class of all tennis. Great to see him, 80 years old, still there in the crowd.
Actually, shout out to the whole entire crowd. I mean, David Beckham, Nick Faldo,
star power,
Jimmy Fallon. I'm sure.
Not the queen,
but whatever Meghan Markle is, will be there. Yeah. And whatever, oh my God, whatever Kate Middleton is, I'm sorry, I don't know. They'll be there, I've heard probably this weekend.
They're tennis fans, that much we know.
They'll be there. Like I said, you get the Beckhams, you get the all the old tennis players. You just get simple royalty at these events. Oh, by the way, this
has got nothing to do with tennis, but they showed breakout careers on TV on one of the sports channels. You got a chance on YouTube anyway. And David Beckham, when he first came in and scored his first goal, oh my God, it was so weird to see him look young. Yeah, there was none of the tattoos, none of the slick back hair, none of the 3-piece suit he was playing, obviously, but he was like this young kid who scored his first goal, and it was amazing to see that. So if you watch that, Crosby's in there, Lemieux's in there from the hockey side, which we love. But I had not seen a lot of David Beckham until he got older. And it was shocking to see him probably 18 years old at the time. Anyway,
sports is weird.
Great YouTube thing to watch.
Kobe Bryant said it. He goes, you kind of die a little when it's over.
And then you come back.
It's very weird. Well, he goes, it takes about a month and all of a sudden you're doing something else.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's coaching, mentoring. You're still around the game, so it keeps you young and kind of in it. But he goes, it is weird. It is like a dying. And for someone like David Beckham, who's obviously soccer career's way behind him, obviously has a great life, and he's only 40.
Yeah.
And he's going to have his kids do stuff, and he's going to move on and do his thing.
But this show was so funny to see him.
But it's got to be weird to look back at yourself like that.
No kidding, man.
It's got to be weird.
Anyway, we're just kind of reminiscing about...
real quick, even Federer, the hair. Yeah. Back in the day, man, like that stuff was
Nadal,
long.
and that was Nadal had long, really long hair.
Wow.
Anyway, the times change. If you're going to be old and play tennis over 20 years, times are going to change.
Here's the grateful thing I'm over.
So.
Here's the most grateful thing over the 20 years I'm grateful for doing one of this. Quality of television. I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Even 2008.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
You guys watch TV like that?
Wow.
Yeah,
when HD?
And when Rod Laver was playing, it was black and white. So
yeah.
So there you go.
People existed back then?
Yeah.
Like, what? It was so bad.
It was too funny.
But obviously it's hilarious.
Yeah, the 4K makes watching at home a whole lot better, that's for sure. Yeah. Anyway, tennis has been amazing. Hey, we're getting better because of it. We've been watching what these guys are doing.
Like I said, you took our video and just sped it up a little bit. It looked just like the pros. We had the spin shots.
At 300% speed.
The forehand overspin. You know, I even had a couple aces. Well, not aces, but unreturnable. I mean, hey man, come check us out as the Acton Community Court. Yeah, school.
We're going to have to take some video and fast forward.
Yeah.
Anyway, the weekend's going to be amazing. 2 great events coming up here. Saturday, the women. Sunday, the men.
Yep.
Going to be amazing. Watch and enjoy.
2 great.
We'll come back Monday with a recap on everything we've seen. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you.
One more. Shout out to the families. Roger Federer's wife has 2 sets of twins.
Yeah.
You know, Serena's husband's like the guy of Snapchat or something like that. Yeah. You know, they've been there the whole entire time. Really cool. Really awesome to see the fans. And the wife of Batista was so nervous. I love, you don't see them in many sports because it's team sports typically. You know, golf, they get hit in the crowd. They get specific boxes. It's very cool. I just want the shout out to the families. Obviously, my family is very important to me, so it's cool to see the families there. But it's really cool that they get to really watch them. Like, you know, you're really right there. You're close. Hockey, they put the families way up in the boxes. Same in football. You know, they're right there as the wives, the kids.
Was the bachelor party all sitting in the box.
They were all there. It was awesome. So, anyway, shout out to all the people who come support these tennis players.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a grueling 2 weeks, and these tennis matches are very long. And I'm sure if you're Federer's wife, you just want to say, babe, can I just wait till the finals to come see you?
Yeah, no kidding.
You guys are there all the time. But
fantastic.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend. It's going to be unbelievable tennis. We'll be back Monday to recap it, and we'll be enjoying it with you.
Yeah.